Hello again. Some time ago I made this gauntlet out of aluminium, and I made it based on a gauntlet I already had, a steel one, well, a pair of them, and I refer to this part here as greaves, which is incorrect. I believe it's a bracer, so sorry about that. And then the part of your arm here is the vambrace. And this was based on a specific style of gauntlet, and I thought I'd like to try and make a different one. So I have this book. It's from the Wallace collection in London, European Arms and Armour, and there's a picture of a gauntlet in it which I really like. It's this one here. It's a German gauntlet and it's from 1480, and I really like this piece down here, the way the part of the wrist goes behind the bracer, and then you've got these two pieces here, and then the back of the knuckles, the knuckle piece comes over the top, and I liked this, and I thought I'd made this Balrog sword, the Balrog from the Lord of the Rings, with flames on it, and I thought, what would happen if the Balrog had a gauntlet to hold his sword with? So I looked at this here, and I made a cardboard template here. Made a cardboard template that had the piece in the back here that I liked going underneath. It had the top of the knuckles here, and then here's the top of the knuckles, and I thought, why don't I make it based on the Balrog? So on the bracer here I would have flames around the top. I'd fold where I folded this back, I'd have flames. I'd have flames on the top of the knuckles, and even the fingers, obviously this is cardboard so it's springy, but the metal, I'd have the fingers so that they were actually jointed and came around, rather than the ones here that just have these little tabs. I thought, why not make them so they're actually jointed here, if possible, and then have flames on the top of them. I could then, like the Balrog's black, with all cracks in his, well, he's virtual, isn't he? I could spray paint it all black and actually engrave the cracks, and in the cracks paint the red of the like this down here, and then have the flames as reddy orange. So I'd like to try that. I don't know if it's possible. I can give it a try with the lessons I've learned from making this one and actually see how it turns out. So we'd have more finger protection, and we'd have different styles of how it goes together, and use what I've learned from that one to make something with a bit more finesse, if that's possible. But at least make something different based on this style here and see how it turns out. So I've got my working model. I haven't made all the parts of the fingers because I don't think I desperately need all the parts of the fingers. I just need to start working on some, see how it works, and then take it from there. So let's go. I've cut out the pieces from the top of the knuckles through to the wrist and what would be the bracer-ish thing. I've sanded it all, filed the edges so that there's no rough pieces. I want to make it look like the Balrog's skin, so I decided to do this with it, where I've hammered little grooves in it, and then I spray it all black, and then I put red in the grooves so it'll look like he's got cracks in his skin showing the flames through. So I'm going to draw a design on all the pieces now and then start hammering and see where we get. This is where I'm up to now. I've hammered it in on this side. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to hammer both sides of the indentations to push it down, and then I'll go back and hammer in again and neaten it all off. So I've got a lot of hammering, and then I'll go do the other one, so I'll carry on do that and I'll see you shortly. I finished hammering on this side, either side of my lines, and as you can see here it raises up the lines and it kind of curves over naturally as I've hammered on it. And on this side it actually makes all the sections in between the lines all raised up. So what I need to do now is rehammer my lines, my grooves down between these like plates. They look like plates, scales or something. Rehammer them down, which will flatten it all out again, and then see where that goes. I've finished rehammering on this side. I think it looks quite a nice texture. So what I need to do now is I need to clean this off with some nail varnish remover and then spray it with black paint. I've got some black paint here, car spray, and then I will have to very carefully paint red in all these little valleys and see how that looks, and then I've got to do all my other pieces. So let's carry on. I've carried on working. Sorry, the place is a mess. Painted all this. There's some scratching here which I'm going to sort out when I was manhandling it. I've built the back of the hand on the knuckles, and then I've done a test finger here with the joints. They're only paper fasteners for the moment. So I'm going to now go and cut out all the other fingers and the thumb, and then have a go putting it together and continuing painting. So let's carry on. I've cut out all the pieces of the fingers and the thumb. I'm going to spray them all black, and then I'm going to rivet them all together, and then I've put holes in the top where I can then join a piece of leather to a rivet on the knuckles of the knuckle piece. So that's what I'm doing next. I've sprayed them all black, and they're now ready for the flames to be painted in and then riveted together. Well, it's finally finished. I've riveted it all together. I used little press rivets this time. What I've done is, you can see all the rivets. You can see how it all moves, and the fingers. And all the fingers have flames on them, and I've painted the flames. On the back, rather than putting a glove in, I've put finger loops here, so that you just put your hand straight in, and then it works based on that. One thing I did find, the little rivets made the joints nice and loose, but when I put the leather in, it tightened them up a little bit. So I think next time I'd put rivets with leather between the joints, so that the leather didn't get away of the using it. So I'll just put it on and show you. Here it is now, and you can see how it all works together. You can see there's different types of matte. That's matte black enamel, that's matte black car spray paint, and there's a difference, but there you go. I think it looks quite nice. My favourite part was doing all the hammering to make all this cracked effect on the back. That was my favourite. And the pointy fingers. So I've really enjoyed making that out of an aluminium tray off a trolley. So have a go yourself at something, even something small, and see what you can come up with. So thanks again for watching.